This week's pick is Melissa McCarthy,
Yes.
and she is one of my favorites.
She is hilarious. Like
Yeah,
literally hilarious. I love her.
yeah. Unconventionally, like you wouldn't think that she'd be in like I would say like my top picks of people, but to me, she is so funny. The roles that she takes on can sometimes be like sort of sometimes a bit typecast for her, but she makes it work, and she always brings. I can't think of a film that she makes where it doesn't actually give me at least a couple belly laughs.
Her timing is and her facial expressions, her just everything about her. I was going to say mannerisms, but she just plays the roles brilliantly. And I know she's done a couple that are a little bit more serious,
Yeah,
more recently in her career.
yeah,
But I love her for how absolutely goddamn hilarious she is.
yeah. And she's like, I feel like she's unapologetically herself.
Yeah, she's yes, I think, and especially when you know that she's married to the guy from Bridesmaids.
Oh yeah, the guy who's in all her films.
Yeah,
Yeah, his name is Ben Falcone.
but I love that.
Yeah,
Love
and
that they're
he just shows
together.
up. It's kind of like she has that same thing with like how Adam Sandler has it with his friend and Happy Madison. A lot of her films have the same people in as well.
Yeah, yeah,
So without further ado, let's actually get
yeah.
into.
Sorry, yeah, let's pick some.
So let's start with our top three. So we'll start with. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Is it me that goes first because it was your pick?
Yeah, you go first. You go first. What's your number three?
My number three is Identity Thief.
Okay. All right.
Now, not only do I love Melissa McCarthy, I also love Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
Like, there's
they
no getting
are
around it.
an absolute team.
He is so good. And I kind of love how pissed off he looks a lot
Yeah.
of the time. And just how irritated
Yeah.
and like life gets to him. And oh, it's such a cute. I love how sweet it is.
Yeah, he
Um,
plays that straight-faced character, but his humor is almost he has that sort of dry humor, but it works perfectly.
yeah. Ozark, obviously, incredible series. If you haven't done it, do
I've
it. It's
I've done all of those arcs. It's
yeah, yeah, he's awesome. But yes, I love it. I love them together in this. Um, and how she kind of ends up saving him.
yeah.
And I love the little bits like when she's in the kitchen at his house with his wife, and she's like, I just want to let
No.
nothing happened. And the lady was like, okay.
Yeah. And like when she punches him in the throat and then tries to run, and then he's running away, and then she's like, "What the fuck? Are you a Kenyan?" And like she's only done like 30 yards, and she's like,
That would be me. Yeah, love it. Great fun and very
Um,
sweet.
because you picked that one is actually my number one. Can I still have that?
Oh, we should have conferred.
Can I still have that? I think I still have to put it as my number one.
Yes, yeah. You can
All right.
have another honourable mention
I'll
instead.
put an honorable mention in
Yeah.
near close to number one, but yeah, that's my number
Oh,
one. Identity
great.
Thief is for me fantastic.
Brilliant.
All right, so my number three is one of her more serious roles, actually.
Ooh.
This one is actually a DC Comics piece. It was a set of actual comic books as well,
Yes.
and it is called The Kitchen.
Hmm.
Like for me, that film was probably one of the first ones I saw her being more sort of serious. But I
Yeah.
liked before I ever knew it was. I didn't even know it was a DC project.
I
But
don't think I did,
yeah,
even
and
until you just said it.
yeah, and then obviously when the opening credits, you sort of see it flash up, and I was like, what the hell? But then also, it's just the fact of the way the film worked out. The three main characters, I can't remember the name of one of them, but I know Tiffany had issues in it as well.
Yeah.
They have these husbands that go to jail, and it's set in like a time where New York is such a rough, diverse but not diverse sort of place.
Yeah.
A lot of it's a big melting pot of people who get on for business but don't actually want to get on in general. So you've got like the Irish mob, you've got the black gangsters, you've got the Italian gangsters, all mixed into this
Hmm.
melting pot, and it's like tempers are often frayed and a lot of violence. And the film worked out for me really well. And having it's very difficult because I was looking at things recently when it talks about how they say a lot of female-led films flop because men don't go and watch them. And
Ooh.
yeah, and to me, I think that's a really bad, terrible argument. It's like even they say like female sports fail because men don't watch women's sports. I know this could be a touchy subject, but like sometimes it's just like, unlike with sport, it's the level of competition. If it was a very high level competition that interested men, like when they're watching male sports, men will go and watch it and put their money into it.
Yeah.
Also, with women's sports, women don't watch these sports. So really, if
Yeah.
you want,
And
if
I
you,
thought there was like a disparity
yeah,
between the numbers of men and women watching movies. I always thought that was really 50-50. Like we
yeah,
all know that a majority of men watched football for many years,
yeah,
Formula One, many years. Tennis probably a bit more 50-50. Snooker, certainly, again,
yeah,
I love it, but
yeah,
it's quite male dominated in terms of spectating. But yeah, movies, I never really thought
yeah. Over the
that
last
that was, yeah.
over the last few years, I've seen the conversation come up where a lot of a lot of female heroine stories are like not getting the same box office numbers, potentially not getting the same amount of money in advertising, even though I think some films do get a hell of a lot of advertising, and just maybe not getting the reviews afterwards. I watch a lot of movies, and I told you it's nothing for me if the main character's a woman or not. Is the story good? Is it engaging?
Is the character itself good, be it man or woman,
Yeah, because there's plenty of films I watch with men who are the main characters, and they're terrible.
Yes.
And they would get this, or tar them with that same brush if they're bad. So like a film like The Kitchen, super like well written. The actresses are and actors are like top of their game in this. Like you really get the feels, and it really takes you into Hell's Kitchen, New York,
Mm.
and makes you and makes you take, like I said, takes you into that time period of what must have been like. Because people at that age would be like our grandparents.
Yes.
That would be like our grandparents in their like mid 30s, mid 30s, 40s, maybe early 50s sort of thing.
Mm.
And I like films and I like characters that or like writing that takes you into that time period.
Yeah.
And these girls were strong, they were badass, they had stories like there was the domestic violence story within it and how this lady overcame it by just becoming like a badass. But it wasn't forced down your throat like that Jennifer Lopez film where she just goes and does a bit of Tae Bo and learns how to beat up her husband. This was more like
Are you dissing my J-Lo?
I
I love J-Lo.
know. But like this, the way it was done in the kitchen was super well structured. You saw the
Yeah.
woman's breaking point and how she handled it. So, if more films just had better stories throughout,
Yeah.
I think you could if they did a second one of this, like you can bank on it being good.
Yeah.
You know. So for me, number three is the kitchen.
Okay. I'm going to bring it back to some comedy
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it is
Okay.
minutes we we're talking about.
I hope you're not stealing another one, mine. But okay, let's go.
I know I probably will because this is such a funny film.
Yeah.
This film is called Spy.
Yes.
Have we jointed at number two?
I'm not joking at number two. That one didn't make it into my top three, but
Okay,
it
okay.
was there.
Not. No, I'm
It's
joking. I'm
so funny.
joking.
So funny.
Funny. Love Jason Statham for
Yeah.
starters. Love her. Love Jude Law, even though he's a bit of a
Yeah.
minute. Can't remember the name of the other lady, but she is also funny.
Oh, the really tall lady who played oh, I can't remember the name of her character.
Why am I so rubbish with names when I'm on this podcast? I literally never remember anything.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
sister will be shouting it at the
Yeah.
screen.
You know what? It's my pod. It's our podcast. Let's look it
Rose
up.
Byrne? Is it Rose Byrne?
The really tall lady.
Yeah, yeah, Rose Byrne, Rose
Yeah.
Byrne. Love her.
What's
She
her
is.
TV show? Miranda, wasn't it?
And yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's done a load of funny stuff with Seth, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's good with him. So yeah, Spy is brilliant.
Yeah. All her
Again,
chemistry.
how she it's just great. She's a person playing, she's an actor playing a character, then having to play another
Yeah.
character. And I just love when she's being the bodyguard of Rose's character.
Yeah.
She's just impeccable.
Yeah.
And she's obviously quite short,
Yeah.
but she just has this massive, larger than life personality, and she just turns her hand to everything.
Yeah. And like the
I love
chemistry between her and Jason Statham in it, especially the parts when they're like arguing and he's talking about all the things that he's done that are so far-fetched. And this,
Yes, yeah. But he says it so serious,
yeah.
so deadpan.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that he can play those roles and take the mick out of himself
Yeah.
as well. So yeah.
Spy,
Love it.
definitely a good one. And I'm glad you put that one up there. All right. My number two. This could easily be my number one as well. It was just a toss up between the two. So I don't know whether now I should I don't know because of what we've done and you've taken my number one. I don't know if I should change it around a bit. But oh, should I change it? Should I change it? Yeah, I'm gonna change it. Because you've taken mine. You've taken your number three was my number one. So
You're gonna take mine, aren't you, on purpose?
oh God, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna say this one's number two because you might take it again. So my number two is The Heat.
No, okay, you're good. You're good.
All right. The Heat with Sandra Bullock.
Love Sandra as well.
Them two together is just like a match made in heaven. Like Sandra's like plays that straight sort of deadpan character who's just like by the book.
Almost like the older sister.
Yeah.
I always kind of had that sort of older sister, younger sister vibe.
Yeah. And then you've just got this wild card who does everything to like screw up and like which is fighting with a boss and didn't it's so funny. Yeah, so definitely The Heat. They're just them two. I wish they could work together more because they work together so well.
I'm surprised they have. I mean, maybe they have done something else and I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But they did have really good chemistry, and I love Sandra Bullock as well. It being serious or when she's kind of a bit more comedy acting.
You know, like I've loved Sandra Bullock from like the days of like Miss Congeniality, all those sort of films. Like she just plays those sort of midway rom-com characters fantastically.
She does. Yeah, she's great. Maybe we can have her one time.
Yeah.
Top.
Yeah. Maybe not the way I'd have her, but you know.
Right, my number one.
Yeah.
My number one is, and I'd already mentioned it when we were talking about her earlier, but it has to be Bridesmaids. It has to be Bridesmaids.
Oh,
It is brilliant.
I get it. I wasn't. You finished.
I know she's not the main character.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But I love her so much in it with how she dresses,
Yeah.
how she gets the lady, like she totally understands her, even though people think like she's, not taking stuff in, how she steals all the puppies and how she's with her guy at the end.
No, the Bridesmaids for me, it wasn't one of my faves. Her bit in it was great though.
I appreciate it's a bit of
it's like her in that, and also her in Ghostbusters. She made those movies.
I just love her in it. I love that she's like just just everything
Yeah.
that she does and says.
The
Her
scene,
leg up and
yeah.
just
The scene where like they're about to shit themselves and she's just like
on the plane. She's so fucking funny. I love
yeah.
her.
No, that's I can see the point like because for the right people, bridesmaids. Some people love bridesmaids,
Yeah,
and there are a lot of funny parts in it. So yeah, I can see that for a lot of people.
it's brilliant.
Yeah,
What about you?
for me, number one. So I had some honorable mentions, which would be the Happy Time Murders. I don't know if you've seen that one. Where
Mm,
she's in it, she's a detective and she has a partner. It's like sort of Muppets.
oh yes. I was going to say, is it like was it a cartoon or
Yeah,
something when you
yeah,
said the
so it's
title?
like they have
Yeah.
Muppets who are like real life characters, and then obviously the humans, and then they have like the integration between the two worlds.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's an
Bit
honorable
different,
mention.
bit different.
Yeah, I'd say that one's up there. Also, I did like her film Super Intelligence with
Yes.
James Corden as the AI sort of thing, like that, which was quite cool. Um, New number one. I'm gonna have to pick something that's right up there. I think I'm gonna go with Tammy.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good
think
old
I'm.
Tammy. You
She's
chuckling away thinking about it.
I know she's because she's having such a rough time and oh my god. Like I said, there's too many of her films which are like hilarious. So
Thank you, Melissa, for everything that you've done. Big
yeah,
fans.
yeah.